Overseas, scientists are under fire for releasing genetically modified mosquitoes that may have led to the outbreak of the Zika virus.
And Nobel laureate Aung San Suu Kyi has been sworn in as a member of parliament in Myanmar's first democratically elected government in more than half a century. Vicky Wong reports.
In a historic moment 26 years in the making, National League of Democracy leader Aung San Suu Kyi sat in the Myanmar's parliament after her party won elections in a landslide in November. The session will choose the first democratically elected government since the country's military took power in 1962. Despite the outright majority by the NLD, 25% of seats in parliament are reserved for the military. Under Myanmar's constitution, Suu Kyi is barred from becoming president because her children are not Myanmar citizens. The NLD leader has not announced who her party will nominate for president. However, Suu Kyi had said in the past that she will be above the president, but has not explained what she meant. Nicaragua's capital, Managua, has begun a clean-up campaign to try and stop the spread of Zika virus-carrying mosquitoes. The massive effort aims to rid neighbourhoods of trash and debris that could collect water and serve as a breeding ground for the mosquito. The Aedes aegypti mosquito is responsible for transmitting Zika, a virus linked to a wave of brain-damaged newborn children in Brazil. This resident supported the city's plan, adding that everyone has to do their part. Representatives from the Health Ministry were out and about on an education campaign to teach residents how to keep safe. Attention has now turned to whether genetically modified mosquitoes released in Brazil 3 years ago is to blame for the outbreak of Zika. The mosquitoes were engineered to have offspring that die out before they can breed, reducing the population of disease-carrying insects. Critics at the time claimed the process was rushed and further study was needed on any potential consequences. However, the company responsible for creating and releasing the GM mosquitoes, Oxitec, dismissed the criticisms and is actually planning to release more engineered mosquitoes in order to combat Zika. On the second and final day of the African Union Assembly in Ethiopia, the organization adopted a proposal by Kenyan President Uhuru Kenyatta to develop a roadmap for withdrawal from the International Criminal Court. The Kenyan president said the international body has been a disappointment, having weak cases with weak investigations. African Union and Chadian President Idriss Déby accused The Hague of double standards. We noticed and observed that the ICC focuses much more on African leaders, African heads of state, and even sitting African presidents, he said. Blatant violations are perpetrated elsewhere, but nobody speaks about it. The Kenyan president was under investigation for crimes against humanity by the ICC in 2014, but the case was dropped due to a lack of evidence. Vicky Wong,